Welcome back to Between the Rows, Be Here a podcast. Thank you for joining. In each episode, we're going to talk to people shaping the future of agriculture, pollination, and sustainability. From the field to the boardroom, we're diving into the work, challenges, and the innovation driving ag forward. I'm Itai Kanot, and today's guest is Iftach Birger, CEO and co-founder of Fieldin. Iftach grew up in one of Israel's largest almond farms and went to build one of the most widely deployed smart farming platforms in the specialty crop space. Our episode is called Startups in the Soil, and we're talking about what it takes to build and scale agtech companies that actually work for growers. Let's get into it. Iftach,
Hi.
thanks for joining. Good to see you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. This is a pleasure of mine. So Iftach and I know each other pretty well, and I'm very happy to have the opportunity to do this together today. So I want to start by talking a little bit about your roots and the origin story. So you grew up on a farm. Tell me a little bit about some of the lessons you've learned from really living the problems that tech is now trying to solve.
Sounds good. So as you know, right, I born into farming, right? My family is one of the largest grower of olives, almonds, and vineyards in Israel. So I'm in farming since I remember myself. So work on the field, since I was not legal to drive, but I was driving on the machinery. So I work on the farm and done basically everything, right? From checking irrigation leaks with the ATV up to managing the harvesting and the operation of the farm. That this is the most, the harvesting in the spring is the most hectic activities on the farm, on the cycle of the farm. So this is my background. After that, I also study agronomy in the Hebrew University. I done bachelor and master degree. So in some way, it's conclude, right, all my rounded experience, right? From one end, the farming experience, from the other end, the academic experience. I will say that in my perspective, the farming is more important, right, for the real life problems.
My father always used to say you have to learn from your feet.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, it's also true to the startup world, right? We will jump into it. It's the same thing. But so this is the background, right? And this is what eventually led me. It's I will not say it was planned from the get-go that this will be my career trajectory, but you know how it is. The star aligns eventually.
So that leads me exactly to the next question, because a lot of people, and this is a question that I get a lot, like what was that thing that got you into doing what you do today?
Yeah.
And so I wanna ask you the same question and see if you have that one moment that for you was like, okay, I got to go and try to solve it. Or was it more of, a process with some opportunities on the way and things like that?
Yeah, so I will not say it was, I didn't have a eureka moment. It didn't, I don't know, maybe other people it's happened to them, but for me it was not a eureka moment. It's more like a journey. And like I said, it's a journey that started from my early days with, on the farm. I met with my co-founder, Boaz, who I know him for many years, and we started to discuss. He wanted to start something. I was in the middle of my master degree. And when we started to talk, I was always like entrepreneur, right, in my spirit. It's not the first business that I done, but it's strike me, right? Okay, like it's like, I felt the fire, right, of let's build something meaningful, and let's focus on this industry that shaped me, but also I have a lot of passion to this industry, right? So it was not an aha moment, but it was a combination of moments that led into this formation, right?
Yeah, it's so interesting because we've talked a lot in private, about how similar our backgrounds are. I come from the beekeeping industry. I've done some farming as well. On our farm, we had some fruit trees. But also when you talk about that transition from being a farmer, or for me being a beekeeper, into becoming an entrepreneur, starting a startup company, and some of the stuff you've done previously, it sounds very, very familiar with what I've seen. And so diving a little bit more into like the beginning of your work, when you start, you gotta get some validation in the early days, because if you're going to spend all your time, your efforts, your life into this new thing that you're doing, then you want to get some validation, so you know not to waste your time if this is a waste of time. So tell me a little bit about like the first growers that were convinced about what you guys did, and what it took to kind of win the trust.
Yeah, so I think that on this side I'm very fortunate, because I will be honest, I knew that it's going to work. And the reason, because I solved a problem that I used to have, it's but the first time that we prove it, right, and we saw that it's work, so because I knew many people in the farming industry, we spoke with the head of farming of the largest winery in Israel. And as he just heard what we told them about the pitch, he said, I want it. And he basically paid us before we have anything. We have like a paid client before we had like nothing, right? And then we said, okay, we'll do like a small trial on one of his farm. And we found a missing row on spraying.
Missing what?
Missing row, like a sprayer that, like something that happens all the time, but nobody really knows.
Somebody just missed it.
Yeah, but it's happening.
More than you think.
Yeah, it's happened a lot, because one of the things about farming, it's maybe it's a basic thing that not basic, but you need to drive on every row in certain speed and certain, let's say on spraying gallon per acre. But it's complex on a scale, and it's complex because of the geography. So mistakes happen, and we knew that there were going to be mistakes. So once we found the mistake, it was like, this was the eureka moment, right? This is like, okay, here is like the proof of the need. And since then, it just grew, because it was a natural product market fit.
Yeah, and in the early days, it was mainly you and maybe Boaz, the founders, basically going out and meeting the clients, talking to them, and selling your ideas and your product.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's dive a little bit into that. And as one of the founders, as a someone that comes from a farming background yourself, how today do you stay close with your clients when the company scales and you're dealing with so many different regions of the world and so many acres that you're servicing?
Yeah, so maybe we start with that. My passion is to help to growers, right? So this is why I doing that, and this is why I'm excited about it. So I'm always been hands-on with client. I never never like was out of this thing. Granted, when you grow up, when you scale, you cannot be everywhere. So we have a team, right? We have a team of talented people. We are hiring to the customer success positions, like mainly people that come from farming background, because we want the connection. It's true to farming, but I think it's true for other industries also. You want to have a personal bonding, right? When you are providing service. So we have this team, and we have internal communication software, but we are constantly communicate, right, about what's happening, about the needs, the product needs, and the growers need. And I'm traveling, right? I'm going.
I want to move to talking a little bit about the data, because at the end of the day, agtech companies rely a lot on the data that's coming from the field and what we're collecting. So one of the things that I hear a lot of farmers somewhat upset about, or something that they don't like about all the ag tech that is coming into their fields, is the fact that they have now 3, 4, 5, 6 different login informations, and they have to every morning logging to this company's dashboard, and then that one, and then this one. So I wanted to ask you, from your perspective, where do you think we're going? Maybe one day we'll see a farm OS, right, where everything connects to the same place.
Yeah.
So your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so I think that it's I think that will be, I'm not sure if farm OS or whatever you name it, but I truly believe that everything will be connected, and there will be like seamless integration, not only like APIs that are like not really API. And I think it's connected to the maturation of the market, of the agtech. I think that agtech is becoming more and more part of the P&L of the farm. And it's not only nice to have, it's a necessity. And I think that also there is companies that are they become mature, right? And when you become mature, your foundation is more mature.
Yeah.
And I think that interconnection between data, put aside that is, the client will have one login or whatever, it's also necessary for the value proposition. I'm very believe in 1 + 1 = 3. We at Fieldin, we truly believe in that, and we're going to invest on that. It's part of our vision, right, the mission. So again, I'm not sure if it will be Microsoft style, that you will come and one company will give you a suite of Microsoft or Google.
Yeah.
But I think, it will be, maybe I will call it the Salesforce style, right? A lot of stuff that will connect to, there will be it will not be like a separated islands that are living in different worlds.
Yeah. Okay. I want to talk to you a little bit about grower adoption and relationships. We talked about it already a little bit, but I want to dive a little bit more into this. So how important do you think are early adopters, like the network of early adopters, champions, local champions that can spread the word and tell people what their experience was?
Yeah. And early adopters, it's important on all stages, right? Not only on because the product is evolving over time, and you always want to introduce new stuff. So you do want to have this network of people that you have trust in them, and can give you an honest answers about the stuff that you are trying. So I think it's really important. It's also helping you, like you said, on after that to expand. But I'm looking at more on the, it's really important to the product validation, right? To make sure that you are building things that are really matter. So put people that you are trusted is critical.
With a lot of tech companies outside of ag, what we're seeing is some sort of a goal to be as low touch as possible, right? Like everything is done from the app. You don't ever have to call anyone, and I think it's true for the consumer industry, right? People don't want to talk to anybody. People don't want to leave their house. They want to go on Amazon, click, and they get their package next day. Talk to me a little bit about why in agriculture being hands-off is less of a thing, and maybe also share what you think the future is going to be on that front. Is it ever going to change, or always relationship is going to be a major part of this industry?
Future-wise, it's a good question. I don't have like, I will say like a definitive answer about the future. I'm assuming it will be less, less
Yeah.
hands-on. I think that currently it's very hands-on because the grower or the client is having so much stuff competing interest in his day-to-day, right? So much things that in order that he will take the decisions or use your platform in the best way, you need to help them to do it. Not because it's not a great solution, it's because it's doing so much stuff, right? And there was always issues in farm, right? This machine is break, this guy didn't show up. It's not like I don't remember any day in the farm that there was not like a crisis, right?
Yeah.
So you need to be
Putting fires out on a daily
so
basis.
you need to do push, right, on with technology, right? So you
Yeah.
need to be hands-on. You need to work with him to understand his goals. By the way, also this I think it's really important because, like I said, it can be changed. So this one part, I will say that I'm seeing a little bit, it's less hands-on than it used to be like a couple of years ago, right? There is a transition that people, they
I think it relates to what we discussed just a few minutes ago about the younger generation and
yeah, there is many things. Everybody become also more, technology. It's not. It's in everything on your life. So I do see. I'm not sure that it will go on right in farming and it will be hands off, like support center in different countries that you call. But I'm assuming. I think it will be less
Then it
over
is,
time because also technology it's become like part of your day to day.
Yeah.
Like,
the competing interest point I think is good. I think it's interesting. I always thought, I still think that a major part of it is that since it's such a traditional industry, I think a lot of growers they want to shake your hand. Like if they want to feel how firm your handshake is, and this is kind of how they understand what your character is. Do you understand what you're talking about? Do you actually understand farming? I think they really want to know that or feel that, and this is how they build trust. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I understand what you're saying. It's true. It's true. I think it's also connect to, but it's something that also I think get a little bit out. But I also think it's connect to history failures with tech in farming.
Yeah.
So the trust is. I always come back to where we started. When we started, it was harder than now. But it's. I think it's also about the trust that is not fully completed. Like we are filming that in the Silicon Valley, and we know all the stories about the merge between the Silicon Valley and the Central Valley. So there is a lot of false promises,
Of course.
still sitting in the mentality of the growers.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Before we finish the conversation part, I want to ask you a little bit about your future vision and maybe a little founder advice. And I'll start with asking what a fully digitized farm looks like in 2030, right? Like autonomous operations, data-driven decisions. In your mind, what do you think this looks like?
Yeah, so first I think that everything will be connected as we discussed, right?
Yeah.
It will be all the amazing technologies that we have now and that we will have in the future will be connected. But they will be connected into one, call it the operational center or whatever you name it, but that can speak from one end from the recommendation, what you need to do. Not only what you need to do, you need to go over there, but with a brain, right? Like how to operate, and then on the edge, how to do it, right? So, for example, autonomy, right, I see it will be autonomy, it will be a mixed fleet. I don't think that by 2030, we don't need people on the farm. It's like the autonomous car, it's like we still see cars, although we are in 2025 with driver, but it will be connected. And I think that as we spoke about the communication will be different. It will be much more like voice, text, like less like consuming, more like proactiveness, on the farm. 2030, it's not so far away.
No.
It sounds like a lot of time, but it's not.
Yeah, it's only 5 years from now. Okay. So to finish our conversation here, give us 2 pieces of advice for new agtech founders that are just starting. Maybe one thing to focus on and one thing to ignore.
Yeah, so on the focus side, right, I think we spoke about it. I think it's important to, not only on agtech, right, in general, but you need to listen very carefully and not be in love with your product, right, with your solution, because eventually the market and the client are deciding, and it's changing, right? Like spoke about it, like AI, etc. It's an ever-changing thing, and the other one is what not to focus.
Yeah. What to ignore.
What to ignore. I will say I'm not sure that this is like a really important advice, but in general, when you have like this. The 0 to 1, you're very hands-on. The 1 to after the 1 is you start to, at least if when you're a first timer, you start to build like a lot of. It's not always what you need, right? Like you say, oh, this is how it should be because this is the playbook of running a startup, and I need to hire X and that and that and. Eventually, each company is different, right? And you need to feed the company culture and the people and to be lean and mean, right?
Yeah,
It's easy to get out of that. Maybe not in this environment.
So if I try to shorten this last part. Basically, what you're saying is ignore, but not completely, but you can sometimes ignore like all the startup advice because you at the end of the day you have to do what works for you, what's right for your company.
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah.
I think it's good advice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're closing out with a recurring segment here. We're going to do 60 seconds between the rows. Quick questions, quick answers, okay? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So first question. Sensor you wish existed but doesn't exist yet.
Wow, it will be very technical, but I need a sensor to the sprayers, right? We need to measure pH inside the...
Okay, good. Surfing or skiing?
Oh, surfing, definitely.
Okay. One app or tool you cannot live without?
Currently, it's ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, currently, this is like...
What was your first job on the farm?
I'm checking irrigation leak. It was not a job, right? It was like a task that my dad told me to do, but yeah.
Okay. Metric you check on the Fieldin dashboard before your morning coffee?
Usage.
Biggest headache for growers today, labor or water?
Labor, but I'm, I have stake in the game.
Yeah. One skill you want to learn?
I wish I could do coding, to be honest.
Yeah, same here. If you could invest in just one non-ag startup today, what sector would it be in?
We take the obvious, the Gen AI.
Yeah. What is your go-to field snack when you're rushing between orchards?
In and out, this is where I'm, the only place that I'm eating it's on the road.
Last question. One startup buzzword you want to banish forever?
I don't know. I can say grow in all costs, but yeah,
Okay.
maybe. Actually, this is a good answer.
Okay. Iftach, this has been an incredible conversation. Thank you for that. Thanks for sharing your story, your insights, and what it really takes to build something growers can actually trust. That's it for this episode of Between the Rows. I'm Itai Kanot. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Welcome.